Good day, folks, and welcome back to the channel. And today we are going to have a look at a model that, if the rumors are correct, will not be going forward next year. And that is the Road King Special. So let's get at it. Well, here we are at my local dealership, Prairie Harley Davidson, located just outside of Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. And this beauty right here is the 2025 Road King Special. If you've watched any of my other videos on the Road King, you'll know that I consider this bike to be my second favorite model, right behind the Fat Boy. In my opinion, this is one of the most classic Harleys. Now, let's look at this specific model in front of us. This Road King is in vivid black, but also comes in billiard gray and whiskey fire. Unfortunately, this bike only comes in one trim, and that is black. For specs, this is an 8-foot-long bike that tips the scales at a mighty 807 pounds in running order. The seat height comes in at 26.4 inches with a ground clearance of 4.9. We have a 26-degree rake and a 6.9-inch trail with a wheelbase of 64 inches. As this is a touring model, we have a 6-gallon fuel tank that gets an estimated 43 miles per gallon. And of course, the Road King comes with hard locking saddlebags that have 2.5 cubic feet of storage. Now, one of the big detractors with this model is the price. The Road King Special starts at $24,999 in the US and $31,399 in Canada. The issue with this is that for a few thousand more, you can move up to the Street Glide and get 2 trims, more color options, a fairing, a lot more tech, and a bigger engine. But I have a feeling that will be for another video. So enough with talking about the bike, let's get to riding it. So kids, the Road King came out in 1994 and has been around ever since. And like I said before, in my opinion, this is one of the most classic models Harley makes. I say that because this is really all you need. A stripped down touring model. You have everything you need. Not a lot of fancy tech, 2 wheels, and a set of saddlebags. Really, do you need anything else to tour the countryside? I would throw on a windshield, as the Special does not come with one stock. The model I am on has a detachable shield added on. But this is one of the bikes people will think of when you say Harley Davidson. And I'll be putting out a video, hopefully in a couple of weeks, with an older and a new Road King side by side to have a look at some of the differences and similarities. Now let's look at what powers this thing. The Road King Special has the rubber-mounted 114 cubic inch Milwaukee 8 engine. It puts out 95 horsepower and about 122 foot-pounds of torque. And it's an all-right engine for this bike. It has smooth power delivery and has no issue getting the bike up to speed. But it was disappointing to see other bikes this year get the upgrade to the 117 cubic inch engine, while the Road King was left out. I believe this bike is the only remaining model to still come with the 114, which is another indicator that it may be on its way out. The dual exhaust coming from this engine is a 2-into-1-into-2 system, which looks nice, but like all stock Harley exhaust, is much too quiet. You can thank emission regulations for that. But let's have a little listen, shall we? How about comfort? How is this bike set up? Like most Harleys, it has an upright seating position. The handlebars are mini apes and are a decent height. On this specific bike, I feel like I have to reach a bit. If it were mine, I would just have to adjust the bars and give them a bit of a pullback. We also have footboards, of course, which I prefer. Now, the seat kind of surprised me a little. It looks nice, but when I got on it, it felt like I was sitting on the seat pan. It felt pretty hard, which would be strange for a touring bike, as they generally are a little more plush. My first thought was that my ass was going to be numb after the first 20 minutes, but it surprised me that I never had any issue. My beautiful ass never had a problem. Now, I was not on the bike for a ride across the country, but from first sitting on the seat to the time I got off, my thoughts had changed. The front suspension has 49mm dual bending valve forks, which always seem to be stiff. But for the rear, we have low height hand adjustable suspension. Easily adjustable suspension, especially on the rear, is very much appreciated. The wheels on this Road King are the gloss black Prodigy wheels. The front is a 19-inch and the back is an 18. The tires are the Dunlop Harley Davidson Series black walls. We have a 130 on the front and a 180 on the back. And bringing these wheels to a halt are the Brembo brakes. There are dual floating rotors with 4-piston calipers on the front and a fixed rotor with a 4-piston caliper on the back. Personally, I think that dual brakes on the front are a little overkill for this bike. I've never had any braking issues on any Harley with single front brakes. But for some folks, if the bike does not stop absolutely dead and almost throw you over the handlebars, it's not enough. And that's just my opinion. Tech on this bike is very minimal for a touring bike in 2025. Without a fairing, there is no big iPad-sized display and no stereo, so you might actually have to listen to the sound of the bike when riding. And what a strange idea, right? Anywho, this bike only has a gauge in the dash on the gas tank. It has a large analog speedo and a small digital display that will show you your odometer, tach, trip, gear, and range to empty. The fuel gauge is built into the left side gas cap. You have a strip of indicator lights on the dash just under the gauge, and that ignition is located on the dash as well. These features have not changed much over the last couple of decades, and this is something that a lot of owners appreciate. The headlight on the Road King Special is LED, however, the signal and taillights are not. This is another disappointment, as LEDs were left out when the other models received them. We have safety enhancements such as ABS and electronic linked braking. However, the other safety features like vehicle hold control, tire pressure, and cornering enhancements, which come standard on other touring models, are actually options on the Road King. Now, do you need all those safety features? In my opinion, not really. If you are experienced on a motorcycle, you should be able to ride a bike safely for the conditions. But again, that's just my opinion. So this Road King is called the Special. But now in 2025, is there really anything special about it? My thought is, well, no. And the reason I say that is because this bike was left out of pretty much all the other upgrades the other touring models and Softails have received. The only thing actually special may be that it is a blacked out model, but you can kind of get that on other models as well. And this is a pretty good indicator that the Road King, or I should say the Road King Special, is most likely on its way out. We already have heard that the police Road Kings will be replaced by the Road Glide in 2026. So can the special be far off? And don't get me wrong, I like the Road King Special. It is a very nice, capable bike. I wouldn't have an issue riding or owning one. But as other models move along with upgrades, the Special is left behind. Now, does that mean no more Road King, period? Well, we'll see. I could definitely see the Road King Classic make its return next year. And to be honest, that's what I do think will happen. In my opinion, if the company plays its cards right, we will see the Classic make a return with its chrome, white walls, windshield, accessory lights, and leather bags, along with the addition of a 117 engine and full LED lighting, just like the rest of the touring lineup. At least that's what I would do if I were in charge. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see. And lastly, as I always do on these videos, I have to give a big thanks to my local dealership, Prairie Harley Davidson, for giving me the opportunity to get out on this bike. They are a locally family-owned business and they are independent. No big power sports company calling the shots here. If you're ever in the area, check them out. I will have their contact info in the description below. Anyway, thanks to them and thanks to you folks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.